And we're ready to go as the Dolphins get set to match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Two teams on opposite ends of the Sunshine State. The Jags and Dolphins are underway.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Bortles on the give to Fournette. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
When I see Cameron Wake make plays like that, I can't help but shake my head sometimes. He had to go to Canada first before he came back to the NFL, where he's now an all-pro.
Yeah, undrafted out of Penn State, but look at him now.
And just think about all the pass-rushing moves he has, his ability to play against the run. Remember, he was a combo outside linebacker, defensive end. Now, he's just simply one of the best in the NFL.
On the ground, this is T.J. Yeldon. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. On the stop was T.J. McDonald.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
11B, 11B. Set. Green 80. Green is set.
Throwing his Bortles on third down. Looking for Moncrief, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Tannehill and the Dolphins break the huddle. Come up first and 10 at the 45. After the interception, here's Tannehill. And incomplete to open things up. He was trying to get that one to Kenny Stills. That'll bring up second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Here's the first carry for Kenyon Drake. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, here's Tannehill. And he finds Stills, complete. Tannehill finding Stills, and it's a Dolphin first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Now Tannehill. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Malik Jackson in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. So after the sack of Tannehill, the Dolphins come up here on a 3rd and long.
Zebra. Tiger. Go.
Out of the gun, Tannehill. And now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him. Sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did. Yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Green 80.
Bortles to throw on 2nd down. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And he works free. And finally out of bounds down near the 10-yard line. It's a big play. Bortles to Westbrook. 46 yards. The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. They've got a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line.
Left. Set. Green 80. Lucy. Hank. Green is set.
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. William Hayes in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further.
Green 80. And 54, Ricky. Lucy. Green is up.
Shotgun now for Bortles. This is Yeldon on the dump off. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Let's go. 372. Set. Green 80.
Bortles now on 3rd and goal. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And Lambeau will put this one through. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. They had it 1st and goal. 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
Tannehill and the Dolphins break the huddle. Come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
It's up.
Drake will start the drive on the ground. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Play. Hip.
On 2nd down, here's Tannehill. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. He was looking that time for Stills. So after the INT, it's Bortles. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
Let's go, let's go.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Then the Dolphins getting set to go here. And partner, just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season, the playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people...
Oh, it floated on him, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Barry Church. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Forced out to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Fournette, a first down carry. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Bortles. Trying to lay one up deep. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Austin Seferian-Jenkins, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. And he pushed it right. It's no good. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. Jakeem Grant now to return. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Counter play, Drake. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down and 6.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Hey, 20. Hey, 20.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he throws.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Green 80. Hank. Green is
Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. Going deep for Moncrief. And this is caught. Give him 30 yards there.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Omaha. Green 80.
Here's Bortles to throw. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Niles Paul, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And out come the Dolphins now. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. On 2nd down, it's Drake. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down.
Zebra. Go. Here we go. Check it loose.
A shotgun snap for Tannehill. He dumps it off to Drake. And he will have the 1st down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. draw play. Tannehill gives to Drake. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
To throw on second down is Tannehill. Escobar with it over the middle. Takes this to the 45. Got a little space after that nice move. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Tannehill on third down. And throw right side complete to Parker. And the athleticism on the spin move allows him to pick up the first before he's brought down. Tannehill with a hook up to Parker for the Dolphin first. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
4 down.
On first down, Drake. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Play. Go. Check, go get him.
Here's Tannehill now on second down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. 1:59 to go in the first half. We'll come back to Miami after this. The Dolphins on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Hey, 20.
Here's Tannehill. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Telvin Smith. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. So as they take it over, we step aside. On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Jaguars getting set to go. They'll start out on the ground. It's T.J. Yeldon. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. They go with the screen. It's Yeldon. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Bortles now to throw. Caught. Safarian-Jenkins, right side. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
380.
From the gun on third down, Bortles. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. As the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. And the Jaguars send out their punter. Jakeem Grant back deep for Miami. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. A well-hit ball there. 50 yards on the punt, 3 on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
They'll start the drive with Drake. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. Under pressure, and he's going to go down. Tannehill sacked. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. So after the sack of Tannehill, the Dolphins come up here on a 3rd and long. Tannehill. Flushed out right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Here's Matt Hawk now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This is taken at about the 14. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Jaguar. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in the second half. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
Steps away to his left. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Deep. That one's got 4 down.
2nd and 10, Tannehill once more. And over the middle, this is Parker. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down. On 1st and 10, Tannehill. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Barry Church. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. He couldn't hook up with Amendola there. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Going up top. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Marquise Lee, the intended target. And it's 2nd down.
4 down. Check. 4 down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Bobby McCain here, the one who brings him down.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Throwing his Bortles on third down. Completes it to Lee. And now running right through it. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and they picked up a first down for him, too.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. And they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Tannehill and the Dolphins break the huddle. Come up 1st and 10 at their own 16.
Play. Tiger. Go.
After the interception, here's Tannehill. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Tannehill. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
Tiger. Buddy, hunt! Hey! Go!
3rd and long. It's Tannehill. Going deep here for Stills. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw. Unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense. 1st down and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Bortles to throw on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. Going right side here, and that's complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Shotgun now for Bortles. And complete to Moncrief over the middle. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A pitch out to Drake, and he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Tiger, tiger, tiger. Hip, hip, hip. Go. Motion, motion, motion.
From the gun on third down, Tannehill eluding the pressure right. And it's caught by Parker. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The 21 yards there as they convert on third.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Hey, 20, 20, 20, 20.
On first down, it's Tannehill. Over the middle, complete. It's Parker. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 more on that one, and another first down. Tannehill now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. First and 10. Tannehill hands to Drake. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
On second down, here's Tannehill. And my goodness, another interception. A.J. Boye with a pick. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. Bortles leads the Jags up first and 10 at their own 42. So after the INT, it's Bortles. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Lucy.
Back to the air on second down. It's Bortles. Flush to his right. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
The Jaguars on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is third and 10. Working from the gun, it's Bortles. Powers past him at midfield. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
To throw on second down is Tannehill. He goes underneath to Drake. And some room to roam now. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. Give him 7 on the play, and they're going to have a third down. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
A shotgun snap for Tannehill. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Telvin Smith, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's Matt Hawk now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. This is fielded at the 27. And that negates a pretty decent punt return.
And the goal is to gain a first down on a punt return, which is 10 yards. This was much more than that, but it is going to come back due to the illegal block in the back.
Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at about the 32. They'll toss it to Fournette. They find some open field here. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
And, Brandon, this is where it pays to have a big back who can take over a football game, especially in the fourth quarter when you've got the lead, your ability to not just wear people down, but close games out.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 41. Again, it's Fournette. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That good for 22 and a first down.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's in the cornerback position.
On second down, here's Yeldon. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Jordan Phillips is the one on the stop.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. Lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Perfect Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
And Lambeau will put this one through, and that'll extend this lead now up to 25. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try and play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Tannehill now to throw. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Malik Jackson in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. The Dolphins on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Back to throw, Tannehill. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down.
We got 4. We got green 80. Green 80. No, check that. Check that. We're Mike 52 right here. Let's go, D.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down.
That boy's got 4 down.
4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
Nice job there defensively on 3rd down. Not only did they string the play out, but they didn't allow any room for a cutback. Really well organized on the defensive side.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And they're not going to get the snap off. This might back him out of field goal range. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Oh, it's a wobbler here. This will be taken at the 13. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. So now here come the Dolphins. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
And they will take a knee here.